Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous Atom update, I would encourage you watch that before watching this one so that you have more context. The link is going to be in the top right hand corner of the video. And before we get into the video, I do want to mention the donation links down below in the description, which you can use to support Ukraine. So if you want to support, you can support the Ukrainian refugees and Ukraine's military by donating whatever you can. It doesn't have to be a large amount of money, obviously. Anything will help, and at the end of the day, everything's going to add up, and hopefully all of this is going to lead to a victory against the Russian tyranny. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into the daily chart. So in the last video, I did give you these buy zones. I've actually had them for quite a while on my charts. So right now, this yellow zone below here is anywhere from 23.85 all the way down to $23. And as you can see, we dipped down to this area multiple times. We even had a nice move to the upside after we dipped the second time. So a nice 9% trade was open for you over here. So if we do end up going lower, I'm going to give you more support levels in a bit. But as of now, as you can see, we have bounced from this area previously over here, and we have recovered since then. Now, if Bitcoin doesn't drop below $38,000, I don't think we're going to go much lower than this. But obviously, anything can happen. You should be ready for both outcomes. Now, taking a look at the 20 EMA, which is the yellow line over here, and the 55 EMA, which is the red line over here. Now, these are exponential moving averages. They give you support and resistance levels based on the amount of candles. Basically, the 20 EMA gives you an average price based on the 20 previous candles. The same goes for the 55 EMA, but that calculates based on the previous 55 candles. Right, so if you're on the weekly charts, it calculates the previous 20 weekly candles. If you're on the 4-hourly chart, it calculates the previous 24-hourly candles. Hopefully that is clear enough. Now, we do have another buy zone over here. It was a buy zone previously. Obviously, right now, this will be a resistance zone because you do have multiple bounces from this area previously. So you have a move over here, a bounce over here, a move all the way down to the yellow buy zone over here, another bounce from this area, and another bounce from this area. So right now, we've lost this area. You're potentially going back for a back test of resistance and a potential leg down. So that is something that could happen obviously, because once you lose resistance, once you lose support, you tend to come back up, test that as resistance, and get sent back down. Now, obviously, if we break the 20 EMA over here and get back above it and consolidate in between the 20 and the 55, let the EMAs catch up, and from there we can have a lovely uptrend, hopefully. But it all depends on Bitcoin. Now, the gap in between the EMAs is telling me that we can potentially see a relief rally relatively soon. So potentially either a bounce off the 20 EMA over here, or a bounce off of the top of this blue sell zone over here, this blue resistance zone that I have for you. So just keep in mind, if you want to enter, let's say right now, you want to enter for a quick little trade from where we are right now to the 20 EMA, that's almost a 9% trade. To the top of the light blue rectangle, that would be almost 12%, and the 55 EMA, that would be almost 16%. So that could be a nice trade for you if you're looking to, to enter for a midterm trade. But if you're in it for the long term, obviously getting in at these lower prices is very good. I did enter Atom myself recently. I do have the buy alert on my Patreon. We have a Patreon, obviously. I'm going to mention that at the end of the video as well. Now, let's jump into the daily RSI. So this is something that we've been looking at for the past couple of days. So I did give you this pink trend line, and we did bounce from there April 17th after the last video on Atom. And from there, we had a recovery we almost got rejected from this white trend line, which was our previous support. So as you can see, you lose a previous support, you backtest it as resistance, and you get sent back down. So what I want, obviously, is for us to break this white trend line, backtest it as support, continue in this symmetrical triangle, get closer to the apex, and have the breakout. That would obviously be a very, very good thing, but what can also end up happening is we run into this white trend line as resistance and get sent back even further down, even losing this pink trend line. Now, if that were to happen, I would suggest you get a lot of coins, because if you get closer or you get pretty close or into this oversold zone, which is below the index of 30, that is, the best time to be buying any really asset, because as you can see, if we look historically, once you've been in this zone, the last time you were this oversold on Cosmos was back in March of 2020, and you had that strong recovery ever since. And actually, quite surprisingly, it hasn't dipped into the oversold zone in more than 2 years, which is quite impressive. Shows you how strong this asset is. But just draw this out on your daily RSI so that you can follow it at any time. Now, just to show you how I have my Fibonacci set up over here, let me just zoom out so that you can see all the levels. So this over here is my swing low, March 13th, 2020. That's our swing low. Our swing high is all the way here, May 10th or May 8th, 2021. And that gives us the 1.618 over here at $269. Now, some could say that that's quite a big number. And yes, it is a big number, but as you can see, Cosmos has been moving in this uptrend for a very long time right now. And once the bull market gets going, because right now what is happening is we're going chop sideways over here. Once you break out of this trading range, you can absolutely fly all the way up here to these 200 plus prices. And obviously that would be the bull market peak in my opinion, and that's where I would be taking most of my profits. But then again, we all have different targets, different price targets, different financial situations, so it all depends on your case. But let's jump into the weekly chart real quick. Okay, now jumping into the weekly, I do want to zoom in. We do have the 20 EMA and the 55 over here. And what is negative right now is that we have opened a candle below the 55 EMA, which we haven't done for a very long time. The last time we did that was back over here, back in July of 2021. So you opened a candle, and not only did you open a candle, but you also wicked all the way to the 55 EMA, and you got rejected from there. So we still have a couple of days left for this week's candle to close, and hopefully we can close above the 55 EMA, which is above above $25. That would be good in my opinion, because once you're in between the EMAs, you are consolidating, the EMAs are coming closer, and then you can potentially, continue with the uptrend. But if you're below the EMAs, you're continuously going to hit them as resistance, and you're going to get sent down. Basically, you're being suppressed down by the EMAs. That's not really what you want. So getting above the 25 would be a very bullish sign in my opinion. Now, I also want to take a look at the 4-hourly chart over at Binance's website. So jumping into the 4-hourly chart here, I did set up a Fibonacci retracement. This was our swing low over here, March 14th of 2022, and the swing high was over here, April 3rd, 2022 as well. So this gives us the 1.618 over here at $22, which I do think is something that we can hit if Bitcoin continues in this downtrend, in this short to midterm dip that we are currently in, because at the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is sitting something at $40,500, I want to say. So essentially, we lost the first fib level over here, which was our swing low at 25.75. Once you lose the first fib level, right, you are going to be looking at the 1.618 as your target. The same way you're looking at it if the Fibonacci targets are to the upside. As you can see here, the targets are to the downside. So once you lose the first fib level, you target the 1.618, and it's simple as that. So what can happen, obviously, is we can run back here, hit $24, which is the 1.272, and from there get sent back down to the 1.618, and that would be your lower low, right? So that would be quite negative, but it would be good for those of you who are looking to buy into Cosmos at lower prices. Now, also keep in mind the golden ratio over here sitting at $28.50. That is something that we need to break because, as you can see, we had a rejection from there. We have held this level as support throughout the end of March, early April, and this is a strong resistance zone that we need to break in order to retrace to the upside. So this is the most important resistance based on this short-term Fibonacci retracement. Let's check the 4-hourly RSI to see if we have any bearish divergences. No. So we have a swing low, a higher low, and here we have a low and a higher low as well. So it all is looking pretty good. The stochastic is moving down into the oversold zone right now. So this indicates that entering right now would be a good idea based on that indicator. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Hopefully I explained everything well. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Also, feel free to check out my Patreon. We do have a Patreon on this channel. The link is down below in the description. We have buy alerts, sell alerts, low cap gem calls, market reviews, market sentiment analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of stuff in there. So yeah, we have TA requests as well. So if you want me to take a look at a specific coin, I'm gonna drop a TA on Patreon. So just check it out. It's a great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. So that is pretty much it. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Peace out.